who is going to Hell in a Cell this Sunday. I'm not very excited, and my hopes are not very high that Hell in a Cell is going to be a good show. Because after Raw and SmackDown Live, it was just a shit show. I mean, especially Raw for the most part. And I have a little bit of a rant about Braun Strowman. And I know, Dave, you said you didn't really watch too much of Raw because you were doing other things, of course. And, I mean, you really didn't miss much. For me, Raw, for the last couple of weeks, ever since Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman have been feuding, it's been the same shit every week. It's the Shield going at it with the same people each week. They're getting banned from the arena and then ending up showing up anyways. It's just, you would think when you have these go home shows going up to Hell in a Cell, or I think last month's pay-per-view as well, they haven't been good. They've just been mailing it in. It's like they're not even trying. I mean, the main event last night, what the hell was the main event? I'm trying to get to the main event. What was it? Was pretty much Balor and Elias, which was the main event. We saw Strowman and Reigns in the night. Of course we would. Had Strowman looking for Roman Reigns throughout the night. And that's the only thing that I kind of liked, was we kind of got a glimpse of the old Braun Strowman, the guy that was the terrorizer, the guy that would go backstage and flip cars, the guy that would throw PR guys around, the guy that would attack random people just because he felt like it. It was nice to kind of see that. But to me, I'm not liking what the Roman Reigns now. The Braun Strowman that we have now. It's to me forced. It's not organic anymore. Braun Strowman came off organically. He came off as that monster. He didn't really have to say much. He didn't even have to talk at all if he didn't want to. He still came off as that monster. Now, to me, him teaming himself up with McIntyre and Ziggler makes himself a tad bit weaker in my eye. What about you, Dave?
With Strowman, yeah.
Because he's a monster. This guy doesn't need anybody.
I agree. I mean, if he did need somebody, I still think it should have been Bray Wyatt or AOP. That would have been the perfect team. He's just a team of monsters. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I watched mostly the bullet points of Raw and the big key parts. But yeah, with Strowman, it's like what happened last week. They all beat up the Shield. The Shield got arrested. Tonight, Shield got their revenge, and it ends with Strowman and Roman feuding at the end. I mean, it's the same thing every week. I mean, geez. I mean, next week's probably going to be the same thing going to Super Showdown with a big 6-man tag when they go into that. You see more, but yeah, I mean, it's like Vince McMahon said, you know what? Fuck it, let's just do this shit again, because they were up against 2 Monday Night Football games last night. One of them was a piece of shit. The Lions game was shitty. But yeah, I mean, they were up against, still, it was Monday Night Football opening night. So that's another reason they didn't want to try to do much with it.
Here's the thing. Now I'm going to be ranting a lot. So if you guys not in the mood to hear me cry or bitch and moan about Raw last night, I will see you guys on Thursday night show, because this is going to be a lot of ranting. Because yes, I knew they were up against 2 Monday Night Football games, and most part when Vince McMahon is up against competition, usually he mails it in for the most part. It happens all the time, college football games. You know, the list goes on stuff that he just says, you know what, screw it. We're just going to give them what we gave them a week or 2 or 3 weeks ago. Screw it, you know. Yeah, we got a title match on Raw, but was it really anything that we thought it was worth anything? It wasn't worth anything. All it was for the Shield to show up and get the tag title match booked for LMSL, which we all knew was going to eventually happen. That's pretty much the only reason why McIntyre and Ziggler are holding the titles, is to make this match a little bit more important. Get your eyes on the match, because, you know, without the gold on the line, it's just really a match. No one's really going to really care for it, because the storyline hasn't been that great. It's been focused for the most part on Strowman and Reigns, which it should because he's the champ. But why would you have? I just didn't understand last night's Raw at all. I just you have the brawl, and then you have AOP come out there, and then you have AOP getting owned by Seth Rollins and Ambrose. This shouldn't be happening with them. They shouldn't even be out there. I don't understand that portion of it. And then you get Mick Foley. It's because it's the 20-year anniversary. And not only that, man, it makes me feel fucking old. When they say it's the 20-year anniversary, I'm like, I'm old as hell. But regardless of that, is there a reason why Mick Foley was inserted into this match other than maybe I'm not sure how ticket sales are for the show? I don't know if that's going to help ticket sales. I don't know if this is WWE, Vince McMahon saying, here's your thank you, get in the match. Or is this a way of getting Mick Foley another brutal spot done during the match? Because I'm scared for Mick Foley's life, especially around Strowman, who can possibly kill him in a Hell in a Cell match. Thank you, Dr. Hughes, for the Super Hearts. Appreciate that. Or maybe do we see a screw job happen at Hell in a Cell? Dave, your thoughts on Mick Foley getting inserted into this match?
I think it's because it leaves it open for possibly Reigns to get screwed over and lose his title, type thing. I think that's why you add some. Of course, Mick's going to take some bumps and test out that new hip. I think he had hip surgery or something, but yeah, so he's going to test out that new hip. So I mean,
hold on, you're breaking up just a little bit. Move your phone just away from you just a bit.
Okay, yeah. I think he's going to test out that new hip. How's that?
Yeah, test out that new hip. Oh, my God. Foley has that itch again? I really hope not. I really hope not. Do you think does Mick Foley being inserted into this match make you think that there's a possibility that Strowman walks out as the champ?
Yeah, I mean, it means to me when you add something like this to this match, but it doesn't need anything else added to it, it means there's usually a chance that something's going to happen, Mick's going to get hurt, and someone's going to come in the cell and try to help him, and then that's going to set something else up, I think. So, yeah. To me, that's what it says to me.
It was interesting to know. And, yes, happy birthday, Sasha, who's in the chat room. Happy birthday. Thank you for joining us as well. But here's my thing. It was weird seeing the relationship Foley and Stephanie has had of late. I mean, Stephanie fired him, if you don't remember. Not only that, when he was a GM, they didn't really see eye to eye a lot. There was a lot of bitching and moaning between the two. They didn't really get along a lot. They didn't. I don't think they really got along at all for the most part. And last night he was very, very complimenting Stephanie, saying, "Oh, she made me make a match tonight, and she's letting me getting into this match, and this is my a reward and just mentioning her a lot for really no reason at all." And my thing is, do you think this is her way of? And I'm not even sure if she doesn't like Roman Reigns, because this is kind of digging deep. But do you think that has to do with anything? Because it was weird.
I mean, I think what's going on. I mean, we haven't seen Mick Foley like this in a while. I mean, would people want to see a heel Mick Foley take over as GM now again and for Kurt Angle? I mean, I remember when he was a heel when he was teamed with Edge, and that was some of the best stuff he's ever done that I can remember.
I don't know. It was just weird. I mean, I get the timing. Yeah, the perm, the hair, man. Mick Foley and the hair, you just got to go. I prefer bald Foley over perm Foley, but that's just me. But I guess it does, I guess, have to do with the 20-year anniversary. But everybody does realize that Mick Foley can get all this praise, and he did a lot and took a huge ass bump. But you do know who originally took the bump off the Hell in the Cell, right? Right, Dave?
Dude,
right, Dave? You know who originally took the fall from the cell onto a table. Everybody realizes that, right?
He took like the Sasha Banks bump. Shawn Michaels took the Sasha Banks bump off the cell like they did. That was about as high as Shawn Michaels would. I mean, Call us when Shawn Michaels is thrown off the very top of the cell and goes to a table. Give us a call then.
Also, you do realize that wasn't even the best Hell in a Cell match. It was the HBK and Undertaker one. Come on, man. How are they neglecting that match? We get all this history between Taker and HBK 2 weeks ago on Raw, and that wasn't even mentioned. They didn't even mention how Shawn Michaels beat the Undertaker all by himself in the first ever Hell in a Cell match.
Because he didn't.
No, he did. He pinned him 1, 2, 3 and beat him. So I just don't understand the I don't get it. Why won't they mention that at all? So anyways, to further along that, Mick Foley getting inserted to the match, does that excite you?
Oh yeah, really quick.
The match a little bit more interesting in your eyes?
Maybe. But let me ask you something, Tony. What is the one thing that everyone remembers from the very first Hell in a Cell? What's that very first match? What's one thing everyone remembers about that pay-per-view?
I remember Shawn falling through the table.
Really? Because I remember that's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane. That's the one thing everyone remembers.
No, I don't remember that. I mean, I remember that happening. I remember that happening in the match, but that wasn't the main focus of the match. Come on, man. The main focus of that Hell in a Cell match wasn't the debut of Kane, everyone.
Yeah, it was.
We all know that, right? That wasn't the focus of the match, okay? The focus of the match was Shawn pinning The Undertaker in his own game. All right? So we'll just move on from there. Come on now.
Yeah, we'll go on all day talking about this.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. What is the deal with y'all?
Well, it's better than what happened on Raw.
Yeah, for the most part. One little interesting tidbit did happen. I know you didn't see it, but I did want to touch on it. Was the Bobby Lashley segment with Lio Rush. And this was probably the only segment involving Bobby Lashley since his debut from on WrestleMania's after Raw, post Raw, whatever. That put a smile on my face. Seeing him team up with Lio Rush could work. It could absolutely work. Not as a tag team, everybody who didn't check out Raw, but Lio Rush as a manager. I think it could work. It seems to me that WWE has a lot of confidence in Lio Rush, and they have been giving him a lot more of these segments. I don't know if you guys follow on Twitter, but he had a nice little clip with him and Keith Lee. I thought that was pretty funny. But it seems like he's kind of like the new – I don't want to say this because I don't see any type of comparison. And, yes, I know Lio Rush is 10 times better than this particular person, but he reminds me kind of an Enzo Amore in a way.
I don't know. I'd have to hear him talk more. You know, I mean, I haven't really seen him really cut that many promos, so I don't know. Maybe he reminds me more of like a Slick. Remember Slick from the old days?
Yes, I do remember Slick.
That's what he could remind me of, something like that. But I don't know. Enzo Amore, I didn't really like the guy, but he was killer on the mic, and he really was. So that's really a tough label to put on.
What was the one thing he kept saying to Bobby Lashley? God dang, what did he keep saying?
I have no idea.
I know someone in the chat will remember what he kept saying. I tell you what didn't happen on Raw. The top guys getting their tag. Yes. Or not even really mentioned on Raw was the Revival at all, which is a shame. And to me, they're
probably on me,
right. And here's the thing with the Revival, and it's a shame to me to see this happen, but tag teams like the Revival just don't get taken serious anymore. You have to have a certain look that Vince McMahon loves, or you got to be some sort of comedic act. Look at the B Team, for example. Yes, we all love Axel and Bo Dallas, and we all thought that we thought, sure, they deserve that shot and that title run that they got. But are they really a serious tag team that anybody could really get behind? Not really. The Revival in NXT had a nice, 2-year run? the titles, the feud with DIY. I mean,
Yeah, that was
what
NXT.
does McMahon want from the Revival that they can't provide him? They can
You know
talk on
what
the.
it is? You know, there's a
The only
okay,
thing you can.
go ahead.
Yes, I was going to mention that, Bob Ruski. Only thing you can really mention is the injuries. They had to hit the injury bug twice, and it was both at some bad moments as of their time on the roster because they were getting pushed. They were getting to where it looked like they were going to get some sort of title run or at least a title shot, and then they get hurt. And with the WWE, it's all about the money, of course. It's all about the kids for the most part, and entertainment. And the comedic tag teams like Slater and Rhino and the B team provides that for a little while, and then until the act gets old. New Day has been providing that for years, and their act to some people, has gotten old. But it's a shame. The Revival is another tag team that you would just say, you know what, just put them back on the NXT or move them over to SmackDown Live. Give these guys an opportunity to actually have a shot at doing something. It's a shame. But there's my Revival rant. Anything you want to say on that, Dave?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. I mean, it's because Vince sees money in a Shield versus Strowman and gang thing. He does. He just sees more money in that. And he's like, okay, Ambrose and Rollins for the tag titles versus Ziggler and McIntyre is going to be more interesting than the Revival versus the Shield or something like that. Because it's going and plus now they're probably going to make it, where it's going to be a 6-man. I think they already announced it. It's going to be a 6-man at the Super Showdown in Australia. So,
Yep.
It's gonna, that's what
your
they're doing.
Your audio is just a little messed up, Dave.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, see, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I was saying that's what they're doing down there, and it's
Great. Keep wherever you have it now. Keep it where it's at. That's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, but that's where they're gonna have, or that's what they're gonna do. I mean, Vince loves the Shield. Vince loves McIntyre and Ziggler.
Can we pretty much assume, Dave, that once a year we're gonna see a Shield reunion?
It seems like it because look at this right now.
Right, we had one 2 years ago. Fell short.
Last year.
It fell short. Right, last year. Excuse me. It fell short because of the Roman Reigns sickness or illness or whatever the hell happened. So they inserted Kurt Angle into the mix, right? And then it never really got off anything after that. After that, they just kind of threw it away. They didn't really do anything with it. This year, they're really running with it hard now. And maybe this is their way of making up from last year with, the whole injury or illness with Reigns. And it seems like that's what they're doing. They're really hitting this Shield run hard this time. With the new
are we going to see this? Are we going to see this at TLC then, like it was supposed to be last year? Like some big 6-man tag with the Shield versus like probably Strowman and McIntyre and Ziggler?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. We're going to see 6-man tag matches for quite some time. To move on a little bit on Raw, because there's not much to talk about. We had Kevin Owens come out, and we had a match which I was kind of excited to see. I know you may not have saw it, Dave, which was going to be Kevin Owens taking on Tyler Breeze. And I was like, okay, I can dig this match. It's not going to be your usual crappy match. This could be a show stealer, a match of the week candidate. No, of course, Owens didn't really take the match seriously. Beat the shit out of Breeze, powerbomb on the outside of the ring. I'm sorry, on the outside of the ring, side of the ring, whatever, and on the apron, excuse me. And that was it. He gets the mic and says, 2 weeks ago, I walked away. That felt great, but immediately the acting general manager, Baron Corbin, called and begged him to reconsider and come back because, unlike everyone else, Corbin cares and recognizes that he is the true MVP of Monday Night Raw. And he brought up, finally, some type of storyline with him and Bobby Lashley. And he's coming after Bobby Lashley because basically he's blaming him for injuring Sami Zayn. And it's about time that we get a serious Kevin Owens and maybe hopefully a serious storyline. Not sure how this is going to work, but possibly Bobby Lashley teaming himself or aligning himself with Lio Rush. But Kevin Owens seemed to be back to his usual crazy heel, I don't give a fuck self. And that's what we saw when we first came to the main roster. We saw it for a while, and then now these past couple of months, he was stuck in a stale storyline getting tackled outside the ring for laughs. Even at one point, teaming up with Strowman last week to beat up the Shield, which he did mention, and I like how he mentioned it, saying he just did it because he wanted to beat up the Shield, not because he wanted to help Strowman or help McIntyre and Ziggler, but he was in there on his own. He wanted to do it himself. He was tired of the Shield. I'm glad he mentioned it. Are you interested in a feud between him and Bobby Lashley? I know you mentioned it last week that this could be something that you could get behind, but this could be something that turns the corner for Bobby Lashley finally?
I hope so, because he needs something, you know. And Strowman Owens isn't done with Strowman yet, because next week he's taking him, next Tuesday he's going to face Owens and Strowman in the Mixed Match
Challenge. Again, we saw Rude and Chad Gable team up against the Ascension. Rude and Gable win. How long do you give this tag team until Rude finally turns heel on Chad Gable? Or will you think they will go with the shocker and have Gable turn on Rude?
I think Gable could work with, but why do people always want this team to like break up? Why can't we just enjoy them together? Why do people just want to assume like, okay, he's going to turn on him and blah blah blah? I mean, everyone kept expecting that with Benjamin and Gable too, and it never happened. One just got drafted to Raw.
Right. Do you want them to continue as a tag team? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't mind it. I like to see what they could do with these two, but I don't think they work that well on Raw because Raw just doesn't know what the hell they're doing. It seems like half the time they do SmackDown nowadays, really, because you have a team something going on SmackDown 1 week, and you don't see it for like 4 more weeks after that. So I mean, I don't know. At least they're making the point. But last 2 weeks they have beat the Ascension 2 weeks in a row, so at least there's something there they want to do with this. Either it's going to be a big turn, or they're going to push them to do something. You know, do they start feuding with another tag teams? Hopefully, but I mean, I think it's an interesting team because you got Rude is kind of the straight up singles wrestler. Yes, I know that he's still a tag team specialist in my opinion, and you have the straight technician. And Gable, they make a really good team.
Oh, you're breaking up, Dave.
Oh, sorry, I just said they make a good team with their styles.
Yeah, they can make an interesting mix. That's for sure. God damn it, Chad, just stay behind Bobby and keep your arms down. Bob Risky talking about their entrance. Yeah, it could work, but I'm waiting, and it's more me being selfish, and as a WWE fan and as a Bobby Roode guy, and we saw what amazing work this man did as a heel in TNA, because he wasn't in the Impact. In TNA, moved to NXT, continued that heel persona. It worked perfectly in NXT. But for some goddamn reason, this man is so fucking hard-headed, excuse my language, because this is a family show, that he can't make Bobby Roode a heel because of a damn theme song? Seriously, Vince? Like, wake up and smell the coffee, Vince. That is a pathetic and stupid reason for not to turn someone heel. And for one, you did a adjustment to Nakamura's theme song when he turned heel, and it worked perfectly fine. So make that adjustment with Bobby Roode.
Yeah, but that's SmackDown.
Yeah, I get it, but still, I don't see why he can't do it for another guy.
Because all Vince cares about is one guy on Raw, and that's Roman Reigns. That's all he cares about. Roman Reigns.
It's not.
Now, I want to ask you.
That's true.
I wanted to ask you something. I heard a lot of you talking about this last night on Twitter. They were saying that they feel like Strowman's being shoved down our throats as a heel now. Now, what do you say to that?
I'm sorry?
They were saying that Strowman is being shoved down our throats now, kind of like Reigns was, but in a heel fashion.
Because they want to establish him as a heel. They want you. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but yes, they're doing it. They want to make sure you know that Strowman is the bad guy and Roman Reigns is the good guy. So this Sunday night, everybody, make sure you boo Strowman because he's the bad guy, and you want to cheer for Roman Reigns, everybody, because that's what they're establishing. Because how much? I mean, since Strowman has been an actual serious candidate for a championship, has he really been that much of a talker on the microphone? No. I mean, he said his stuff, but nothing to the point to where he's been talking as much as he had the last couple of weeks. I think they're trying to really establish him as the heel, hoping that the fans will be behind Roman Reigns Sunday night. Honestly, as San Antonio crowd, I wouldn't be surprised if Strowman is actually booed because they know their fans. They know what city they're going to. I can trust me. You won't hear Corey Graves say this is a bizarro land where the good guys are getting booed and the bad guys are getting cheered. You're definitely not going to hear Corey Graves say that Sunday night. I can guarantee you that. Really says a lot when you need the 89th Shield reunion to get Reigns. But yeah, exactly. I mean, Vince.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
They can't make their mind with Strowman. They flip-flopped him. Exactly. Yeah. And that's why they're trying to really make sure you know that he is a heel. He's not a face. Because how often when they showed backstage segments of Strowman looking for certain someone backstage and they showed him destroying shit and people were cheering and loving it and wanting to see this every week and that's what they wanted. Now they're trying to establish him as that bully and badass Strowman. It's going to work Sunday night here in San Antonio, but after that, it probably won't. And we all know that. Speaking of tag matches, we got another one between Rousey and Natalya. That is true, Bobaruski. He is the number one merch guy. Oh, yeah, we forgot to touch on Renee Young. Let's touch on Renee Young real quick. Breaking news happened Monday afternoonish that Renee Young is now the full-time commentator along with Corey Graves and Michael Cole, taking the spot from Jonathan Coachman. Coachman will only be on pre-shows on the pay-per-views, I believe. And that's it, I think. Pre-shows, and that's about it. So what are your thoughts on Renee Young joining the commentator booth full-time? And I think we can all say this. Jonathan Coachman sucked. We can all say that he's a good guy and he has good intentions. He's a family man, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But as a fucking commentator, he was garbage. He only cared about himself for the most part. Only cared about his goddamn word of the hour. I mean, sometimes he didn't even know what was going on in his own product that he's commentating on. Now, Renee Young, yes, she's not perfect. She's not great, but she's definitely a fucking fresh of breath air. And I would not. Was there anyone else that you would rather have them put into that spot? I'm sure Morrow, maybe Nigel, but I think Renee Young could fit perfectly in that spot. Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I don't mind Renee Young, but it seems like they're just placating to it a little bit too, though. You know, where they're trying to, Renee Young Classic's going on. Oh, Renee Young's being seen really on there now. And it's just like, to me, the WWE is placating to the women's evolution by making the first ever woman, all female, first ever woman to be a Raw broadcaster. To me, it's just, I don't think they really care, honestly. They're just doing it to get buzz through it. But, yeah, I think it's good for her. I'm happy for her that she's doing it. I think she sounds better than Coach for sure. And she seems real. So that's the biggest difference. She doesn't seem so, so produced out there, which I'm sure she is. But, she just seems real. But so we'll see if that changes. But, yeah, I like Renee Young. So I hope she does well and continues to do good. I mean, but to me, it seems like WWE is just placating to the women's revolution that we're kind of in right now.
Yeah, Renee is definitely still new. She's still learning the product, or still learning commentating. I'm sure last night was a huge moment for her. I'm sure a lot of people are not maybe necessarily fans of Renee Young yet, and maybe soon she'll, get over with them. But right now, let's give her a shot. I'm sure some nights she's not going to sound great. Some nights she may even mess up. But let's see what happens, and let's just congratulate Renee Young. This is a huge moment for her, a huge moment for WWE. And yes, are they, playing off the whole women's evolution, playing off the whole women's stuff? Absolutely. We all know that. We're not stupid. We know what they're doing. WWE is known for doing stuff like this. They do this all the damn time. Where Black History Month is no coincidence that a certain black tag team is starting to get pushed at that moment, or this and that happens at this certain moment. It's no coincidence, folks. We're not stupid. We're not 5, 10 years old. They think they slick, yes, bless. They think they're slick, but we know what they're doing. Connor Cure, we know what they're doing.
Hey, I'll give them credit on that.
No, but see, here's the thing.
That's different to me.
No, see, here's the thing with that. Is it a good thing what they're doing with those kids and their families? Absolutely. Bringing them to the show, meeting the superstars, catering to them, making them a superstar for a day, having their own ring entrance. Yes, that's gonna from a dad who had a son who had cancer. That means the world to those parents and to that kid. I absolutely understand that. But is the intentions on the other way around to the WWE the same? I'm not sure. That's the thing.
One thing else,
you don't think they make a lot of money with this Connor Cure stuff? I mean, I think so.
Yeah, I do too. But one thing I always notice about this, though, when they say when you buy something like this, 100% of the proceeds go to pediatric cancer.
Right, cancer. And it's an absolutely good thing that they're doing, and I like what they're doing for those kids. It's awesome, and especially with John Cena, the Make-A-Wish stuff that he does. You can hate the man inside the ring or his wrestling gimmick, but John Cena as a person is a great person. So I mean, it's hard to hate on certain people. Yeah, Red Cross is another one. So let's just hope their intentions are great. All right, so let's move on to the tag team match between Rousey, Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James. And this was Can I say this? And I'm not even really sure if this is true or not. This might just be my own opinion. Since WrestleMania's match that Rousey had, since the match at WrestleMania, and even the Nia Jax match, Rousey has looked like shit in the ring. Last night wasn't very good. The week before, or whenever she was in the ring with Alicia Fox, it wasn't that great. She's lacking something. I don't know. I don't understand if maybe it's just I don't know. Is it just me, Dave? What do you think?
I agree with you, and I think, and just like Jody was saying in there too, it's like thinking of stuff getting shoved down our throats. Ronda Rousey has really been getting shoved down a lot of our throats. It's like over and over. It's like it's all about Ronda, and she doesn't deserve the spot she's in. And it's funny. What's really funny I find about this, really hilarious. When she has a WrestleMania match, and I criticize her, I get crucified. When I start saying, okay, she did good, and I start saying, okay, I kind of like her now, she looks like shit. So I'm confused. If I'm criticizing her, she's great. But if I don't, then she's terrible.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I think you were super hard on her when she first came in to the WWE for obvious reasons. And I think to a lot of people and to even myself, I thought it was hard for her to please you. You know what I mean? And even, you know what I mean? And she had a good match at WrestleMania, pretty good performance. And even that, you didn't seem like it was that enough for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I thought her Money in the Bank match was good, but like you said, after that, I think it's the people she's in there with. Because
It's the
honestly,
people she's in there with.
yeah,
Absolutely. You
even
know,
Natalia couldn't
I
save
mean,
her today last night.
how good of a match was it with her and Nia Jax? And not saying Nia Jax is some kind of great worker out there, but that match between her and Nia Jax was pretty damn good. It was an absolute match and a believable match at that, where you thought Rousey could actually lose against Nia Jax. Now she's put and I'm gonna say used because I was screw it. I'm not that big of a Bliss fan anymore. The more and more you watch her, the more and more you see the flaws she has, the more and more you see WWE's lack of confidence they have in her. It's hard for me to even be a fan of Alexa Bliss other than what she can spew off the mic because WWE has no confidence in Alexa Bliss in the ring. They're not going to give her any type of time with Rousey Sunday night. I'd be surprised if it goes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if it was with anybody else in that ring, Mickie James, Natalia, even fucking maybe Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox, the match actually might go longer than that. They have no confidence in Alexa Bliss. But are
Yeah,
you
I mean,
excited for this match
yeah.
Sunday night?
Oh no, I'm more interested in Becky and Charlotte. We'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, like, I think a lot of us are. But yeah, this doesn't interest me. Her Ronda versus anybody on Raw doesn't interest me really. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, because we know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and
We
no effects. I mean, confidence in the ring, not maybe her as on the microphone, maybe doing appearances,
Oh,
stuff
what
like
about that promo?
that. Yeah, sure, but as a wrestler, they don't have any type of confidence in her.
I know, but look at that promo she cut backstage after the match. We haven't really talked about the match, but I mean, that was just. She's like, it doesn't matter if I'm injured because I'm the best. I'm like, I
You're
don't
breaking up,
see
Dave. What was that?
well, because of what she said. You know, like I'm the best. It doesn't matter how hurt I am because I'm the best. I'll still beat Alexa or something like that.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't really like the promo. Do you know what promo I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember it.
She cut something backstage and they asked if she was okay, and then she's like, "Yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah, she
matter."
said
Yeah,
Ronda is asked about her ribs and whether she'll be 100% on Sunday. Ronda says even if she is hurt, she'll be at Hell in a Cell. She has never pulled out of a fight because on her worst day, she is still the best. Now, I was listening to Speeds and the Benchmark, who are in here right now. Thank you for joining us. And he talked about Elias last night. Speaking of Elias, he was in a segment last night. And I believe he mentioned how many matches he had in the last, I can't remember how many months, maybe dating back to last year. And Dave, you want to guess on how many matches that he has had? And I will just say in the last 5 months.
3.
Wow, that's a good guess. You're absolutely right. I'm not sure if you were in the show last night, but yeah, since Money in the Bank, he has not had it. He's had 3 matches, and this is a guy who is on Raw regularly. I mean, this guy is on Raw a lot. And last night he gets a little bit of, I don't know if you want to say rub, but he has another segment with a Hall of Famer, Mick Foley. But what is this doing for Elias? Having him there what was it, 2 weeks ago, and having Trish Stratus show up and slap him, to dating back to the other segments with Bobby Lashley, just stuff like that. I mean, I get it. They want to probably have him on the show because he's Elias. He's over with the fans if you hate him or love him. But do you think this does anything for Elias?
I mean, yeah, because he's still a focal point of Raw right now. He's like one of those spots. It does something, I guess, because he's in there with Mick Foley. I mean, a former WF champion or WE, whatever you want to call him, whatever W you want to put in there. But yeah, I mean, he was, I mean, he was a former champion.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. How's that?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, he was in there with top guys, and so I mean, it's good.
Would you
I mean,
you would
I like
consider
it.
okay? All right, time out. This is everybody in the chat room as well. Would you consider This is for the Raw brand only. Do you consider as a Raw superstar Elias a top superstar?
No, I don't. I think he's mid card. Other people might disagree, but I think he's like mid card. I don't think he's better than Elias or Drew or Ziggler. I think they're bigger stars than he is.
All right, I'll let Quadruple know Elias equal not top guy. Elias is a sideshow right now. All around, yes, Bob Ruski. They say mid card, he's at the top level. Okay. All right, we'll just do this hypothetical question, and I know people don't like those. Say a year from now, do you think, and we haven't seen him in any type of a title picture, main title picture, world title, do you think he gets a world title picture in the next year?
Is Roman on Raw or SmackDown?
I would assume everything's the same.
I don't. Well, in a year, I would doubt that, but I'll play your long. But no, I don't think so.
Definitely gets a title shot in the next year. Okay, I can see him having a feud with Roman Reigns.
I mean, if he drops some weight, he can always go to 205 Live.
Oh, Jesus. Speaking of 205 Live, we had Finn Balor taking on Elias. His mic skills are so much higher that it overshadows his in-ring, and that's what he sees. Okay, I get you on that. He's far better. He's far better of a talker than he is a wrestler. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and I think he can have good matches. I mean, he's had some matches with Cena and done good, but it's like they want to use him for those because his songs are so over and people want to hear him sing. Now they don't let him sing at all anymore, it seems
like. Bliss side. Speaking of 205 Live, we had Finn Balor taking on Elias. And the reason why I say 205 Live and Finn Balor is because a lot of people already know. I just feel like Finn Balor should already just drop to 205 Live already, where we would actually be taken seriously. But anyways, he had a match with Elias, and he picked up the win. And I put out on Twitter last night, does this match do anything for Finn Balor? Your thoughts, Dave?
He gets over with the crowd because Elias made fun of the Saints.
Hey, speaking of the Saints, man, how about them Bucks? I don't hear no Buck hating tonight. Anyways, yeah, that was smart. Yeah, get him that cheap little face.
Yeah. Drew Brees is already wanting to leave here. He hates it. That was great.
Yeah, that was funny.
People hate this, but I love that. People hate the cheap shots at the local town. I love it. I don't care if it's my town or not. I think it's funny. Especially, to me, I find it entertaining. It's old school heel heat. I like it.
Oh, y'all are funny. Oh, Jeffrey Cross. Oh, can't wait for Sunday. All right, so we had the end of Raw. We touched on it where we had Roman Reigns put Braun Strowman. What was it? Through a table off the ring. I'm off the commentator table. Through a table off the stage, whatever it was, or through the stage. A Samoan drop through the stage. Excuse me. I'm all mixed up. And we have Reigns standing tall at the end of the night, which is usually the other way around, everybody. If you're going with that booking 101 psychology shit with the WWE, usually it's Strowman holding the title, get these hands, and you're thinking, oh, shit. We're supposed to think Braun Strowman has all the momentum going to Hell in a Cell, and he's going to, unfortunately, always loses. But now it's Roman Reigns going in all with the momentum going into Hell in a Cell. Now, Dave, I know you already have your thoughts on Reigns pretty much winning the title, but does this change your chances a little bit of Strowman winning now that Mick Foley is inserted and the type of ending we got last night?
I mean, yeah, because you used to be able to tell what was going to happen at a pay-per-view because if the bad guy who was going in the match got beat up going into the pay-per-view the week before, that usually meant they were probably losing the title or they were losing the match. Like if the good guy goes in and is got beat up going into a pay-per-view, that means their good guy was going to come back and win usually. I'm not sure if they're still doing it like that, but that's how I used to be able to predict. But with Mick Foley getting added to this, it makes me think there's something going on. They're going to have something happen, and I could see Ray Strowman actually walking out with the title. Unless the Shield get involved, of course they probably will, and then they help him keep the title, but unless they powerbomb Braun off the cell or something. But yeah, I mean,
Good. We had the Triple H segment, which they hyped the shit. I mean, they hyped the hell out of this Triple H segment. And it basically was like a 5-minute segment, basically saying how he was pissed off at what The Undertaker said and that Undertaker, I don't know. I don't even really care about this shit. All the people, it's funny because last week, all the people were talking about was HBK and Triple H. HBK and Undertaker. That's all people want to see. That's all the people talking about. That's everybody's on their minds. They want to see HBK return and face The Undertaker. Is it going to happen? But damn, man, when you have these guys come out with Mick Foley and Triple H throwing out promos like that, I mean, it gets you excited for the matches, even if you're really not interested in it. Now, what did you think of the whole Triple H promo, Dave?
Well, Triple H can always go out there and cut a good promo, But one thing I agree with you on this, and people are gonna hate me for saying this, but Shawn Michaels should have never came out last week because all they did was make everyone. I'm not really want to see Shawn do it again. I know you said you don't either, but I mean, all they did is make everyone want to see Shawn Michaels wrestle again, and so now that's the buzz around the internet wrestling community. That they want to see Shawn. That's been the buzz all week since last week. Is Shawn Michaels going to return to the ring? That's been all the speculating going on all week, and now that's all everyone wants to see. Honestly, it's almost become an afterthought of what their match is going to be at Super Showdown. Like people are all talking about, is Shawn going to get involved in the match? Is Shawn going to cost the Undertaker the match? That's everyone's topic, and they want to see Shawn return. I mean, I guess why not? Because they're going to create buzz and opportunity, but I think they did a mistake by doing this because now, ever since that great confrontation between Undertaker and Shawn, people want that. They don't want this.
Exactly. Now, here's my question, and Speeds makes a good point that they have been pushing so many pay-per-views at one time that they've just kind of lost track, and it's just, to me, you would think that Triple H and Undertaker was this Sunday.
Yeah.
Now, here's my thing. The Super Showdown is until next month. You couldn't start doing these little fucking promos and back and forths after Hell in the Cell? Was that going to change anything? You would still have had a good amount of time to get all these promos and interviews done with, but yet you're doing it during a pay-per-view, which is this coming Sunday, and they're hyping up that match more than the actual Hell in the Cell. As a guy who bought tickets to that show, how am I supposed to feel that they're making another show that's after my show that they're coming to more important than the one they're coming to this Sunday? How am I supposed to feel about that? Am I supposed to be excited? How am I supposed to feel as a guy who bought a ticket to Hell in a Cell that they're already announcing fucking matches for the Super Show that are involving people that are in matches this Sunday? How am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to feel excited? Or am I supposed to already kind of figure out what the outcomes are going to be? Come on, WWE, wake up, man.
Yeah.
You got fans, I get it. You trying to sell out whatever arena there is in Australia, and you'll make a lot more money than you will here Sunday night in San Antonio. I absolutely understand that. But make this show a little bit more important than you did Monday night and what you did Tuesday night, because my God, it's just I'll still be excited by going to Hell in a Cell. I'm excited where my seats are, and I'm excited to see certain matches. But it's kind of a bummer when you get two shitty go-home shows, and then on top of that, they're pushing another show And then on top of that, announcing matches for that show, it just doesn't help. No, I'm not going alone, DX. Justin's actually going to go with me. And
Now we should mark this down. You know, we should mark this down. How tonight was and how this week was for the go home show to Hell in the Cell to see how it's going to be compared to the Australia show, where their last show is their go home show. Because I mean, I'm not sure when it is exactly, the October show, so I don't know. I don't know if it's the beginning of October or mid October or how far away from the women's evolution, but I don't know. But I just wonder though the difference because you're right. It's like they don't give two shits about this. I mean, they really don't. I mean, look what the week we had with WE and now Hell in the Cell, and I'm not even that interested in Hell in the Cell really. It doesn't like drive me to like, ooh, I really want to see this. It's not.
a couple of matches got me excited, but the Super Showdown, yeah, like Speed said, is October 6th. The
Yeah,
pay-per-view is this Sunday. So you would have had at least 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks of or really pushing this show. And now next week you're gonna get Undertaker on Raw next week. So I'm sure everybody's excited to see their boy the Undertaker next week. And boy, I hope Shawn Michaels shows up and super kicks Undertaker. How great!
Well, let me guess. Shawn's gonna be the special ref, right? Undertaker versus Triple H again.
That's the rumors.
No, brother.
But they haven't announced it yet. So let's get to SmackDown Live because we already touched on Raw for about an hour already. So we apologize for that. Let's go to the Raw rating, Dave. What would you give Raw from last night?
I didn't really see it. So, I mean, from what I heard and what I saw, I said it was crappy. So I won't really rate it because I didn't really see the whole show. I'll let you rate it.
I'm going to give Raw a big fat 0. Okay. Other than the only segment I really cared for was the Lio Rush because I was actually kind of excited to see hopefully something happen between Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley.
Since I skimmed through Raw, there was no Sasha and Bayley at all last night?
Nope.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and the other thing that kind of made me mad too is that the Bellas return, right?
Yeah.
The Bellas return after being gone for so long, and what happens? They're getting pushed to the effing moon.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stories about that too, about how the Bellas returning are actually a bad thing for the current women there because now they're getting all pushed back.
How would you feel if you're Sasha or Bayley?
Yeah.
You had a feud with the Riot Squad for a month, maybe longer. The Bellas come in, and they win with no problem. Right? You had Brie return and nearly die in the ring. But yet they're rewarding her with the pay-per-view match. But yeah, Bayley and Sasha can't make the pay-per-view match.
Yeah. That's not all. I mean, look at tonight.
So let's move on to tonight's SmackDown Live, where we had Jeff Hardy open up the show, had his little opening promo, and pretty much talked about how he's going to beat the shit out of Randy Orton, and he will unleash a lifetime of torment and suffering on Randy Orton until he fades away and classifies himself as obsolete. Jeff says tonight he deals with Shinsuke Nakamura, and then he's going straight to hell. And then he says, enjoy the show, everybody. So then we had Jeff Hardy take on Shinsuke Nakamura, and we pretty much everybody knew that Randy Orton was going to end up getting involved in this match. He ends up getting involved, causes this disqualification. Shinsuke Nakamura gets the loss. Jeff Hardy gets the win, and that's when we had Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton go back and forth with each other off with chair shots and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people are not too happy with this match being in the Hell in the Cell. Yeah, so I'm going to touch on that, Budweiser. And I'm not one of them. I'm actually kind of happy and excited for Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton inside the cell. I know it's probably – I would choose Styles over Joe over this match any day of the week. but it does kind of have that heat towards it. The build has been pretty good, and I'm kind of curious to see what crazy ass shit Jeff Hardy is going to do inside that cell. I mean, we've seen what he's done already. Imagine what he's going to do inside a cell. Yes, that's absolutely true, DX. What do you think, Dave? After seeing tonight's little interaction between Orton and Jeff Hardy, are you a little bit more excited for this match?
I mean, I was already looking forward to it because just Jeff Hardy back in WWE in the Hell in a Cell with Randy Orton. I mean, it should be good. But I mean, it's just one thing I don't, and I want to see the match. Don't get me wrong. One of the matches I'm looking forward to. One thing that really sucks though is that Nakamura is the United States champion, and he's not even on the pay per view. He's kind of like in the background of this Jeff Hardy feud, Jeff Hardy and Orton feud, where you would think it should be for the U.S. title. No, it's just a regular grudge match.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour pay per view, and there's only there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 title matches on the card. No Nakamura, surprisingly, but oh well. Anyways, are you looking for the Hell in a Cell match? Do you think Jeff Hardy's going to bust something out crazy?
Yeah, probably, because if this is his last match, we were all speculating this. We don't know. He might go on to wrestle 10 more years. Who knows? But, I mean, this will be one to see, though. It's his very first Hell in a Cell, and if it is his last match, he's going to go all out. So, I mean,
title, no yes title, put pretty much every other title up for grabs. Yep. Absolutely.
There's a tag in. So, the IC title's on the line?
No IC is because Seth Rollins is in a tag match, and no US title because Nakamura's not even
on the show. Are they giving the Shield the tag title shots already?
Yeah, that's tag title shot this Sunday night at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, dang. Yeah. That was quick.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure excited for that.
Oh, great.
Let's see, what else? They had the
Ronda,
Yeah.
Just put Ronda against Roman. Let him have that title.
Oh, Jesus. We had the promo with AJ Styles sitting in the empty arena. AJ says Samoa Joe knows his biggest weakness is his temper. The quickest way to get him to lose his temper is to talk about his family. He brought his wife and 3-year-old daughter into this. If Joe can attack his heart, he can go after his head and get the advantage. After nearly 20 years of friendship, he knows a lot about Samoa Joe. Joe has a family, but AJ says he would never mess with any other man's family because he has integrity. And what else? Joe's strength is running his mouth of intimidation. So Samoa Joe's strength is being a real piece of garbage. Ooh, it looked like he was going to say the bad word. All that strength that he has will be his weakness. How the hell? My question is for you. What do you guys think of the empty arena promos? Yeah, what do you think of those type of promos, Dave?
Okay, it was kind of stupid. Don't get me wrong, but this is what's really drives me crazy about this show tonight. Now, usually we're all about SmackDown. Okay, this Sunday is Hell in a Cell, correct?
Correct.
Samoa Joe and AJ Styles have a WWE Championship match, but yet they're not on SmackDown at all. They're just a backstage segment. I mean, why wouldn't you have your main attraction, main for SmackDown, their main event, but you don't have Samoa Joe and AJ Styles there live for some kind of face-off or confrontation again? Like what they did last week, they should have done it this week.
Right.
Because that would have got you excited for that match. Tonight, Joe reading stories and AJ looks like he's back at TNA again. I mean, geez.
Here's the thing. With the type of heat and animosity and hatred and anger and any type of angry word you want to throw out there between these two guys, how is this not in a cell? Like, out of all the matches on the card that are in a cell, which is only 2, this one makes the most sense to be inside a Hell in a Cell. The feud is at the absolute highest it's ever been. These two guys, kayfabing, hate each other. They want to rip each other's heads off. You have Samoa Joe touching on his, mentioning his family, telling him he's going to take over his family as their new daddy. You know, he's going deep into this feud, but yet it's a singles match. Maybe they make it a no disqualification by Sunday. Not really sure. You had Samoa Joe with the bedtime story, reading the bedtime story tonight, which was great. Thought it was perfect. But instead of, like you said, you have them two guys, AJ Styles, the man that runs the place, and he's not even on SmackDown. He's in an empty arena promo. Not in an interview, not even in a freaking match. Same with Samoa Joe, the guy that we're supposed to think that is going to take the title from AJ Styles. But yet, he's not on the show either.
No, doesn't that show you?
Like the segment that Samoa Joe did.
Yeah, it was funny. But doesn't that kind of show you that this match this Sunday with those two, nothing major is going to happen with it? Because they didn't even give the time and effort to really give it a good build going into it. Yes, they've had some good segments through this, but showing tonight, the build they gave to that was nowhere near to the build they gave Strowman and Roman. Nowhere near to that.
And you know what I was talking about, how they're announcing matches beforehand, and I'm supposed to be excited for the show I'm going to Sunday night. They announced that Samoa Joe and AJ Styles are going to face each other at Super Showdown. And not only that they're going to have a match at Super Showdown, it's going to be a stipulation match, everybody. So they're going to add a stipulation to it eventually.
Yeah, everyone can watch about San Antonio.
Yeah. Thanks, WWE. Appreciate that. So I just don't.
It's even, you know what? It's even being promoted. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he said also Becky versus Charlotte at Super Showdown. Yeah.
Yeah, and not even that, but they're also like promoting Miz and Daniel. I don't know if it's on the card yet. I think it is. Miz and Daniel Bryan number one contendership in Super Showdown, I believe, as well too. And it's like you guys, no offense, but this Hell in the Cell is like some little live event to get to the Super Showdown, and that's it. It's not like it's a big pay-per-view when it's technically one of their bigger shows of the year, at least toward in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you guys are getting kind of shit on a little bit. Like you're getting, Super Showdown's like freaking WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that it doesn't end up being that way, and we get a.
And you guys are like Corpus Christi.
Oh God, don't even mention them. It's this Saturday in Houston. We're getting Joe versus Styles. Live show. Figures. Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville. Match is all right. Charlotte Flair gets the win, but after the match, Charlotte posed fans at ringside for a photo, and that's when we see the hooded Becky Lynch attack Charlotte Flair. Ends up beating her and basically says it's been 2 years too long, and I'm taking that title this Sunday night. We're getting a different side of Becky Lynch.
Yeah, they're trying to promote heel.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make sure that you know that she is legit heel, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm kind of curious to see how her reaction is here Sunday night.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because this is going to be fun. I mean, to me, SmackDown, maybe it's because I'm so sick of the Shield on Mondays, but it seems like SmackDown just has the better stories and going on right now.
Well, see, here's the thing.
It's more interesting. Go ahead.
With SmackDown, everybody is pretty much in some sort of a storyline. So at least almost everybody is. I would say about 80% of the roster on SmackDown Live is either used or in some sort of storyline. On Raw, it's hit or miss. There's the main.
It's like the same stuff, though.
On Raw, the main focus is the Shield, Strowman, McIntyre, and Ziggler at the moment.
Yeah, but last year at this time, the main focus of Monday Night Raw was Roman and the Shield. It's like it's the same thing. I mean, it's just the same thing every time. It's like
it is the same thing pretty much every.
I mean, one thing I was thinking, I was like, I know Paige got hurt, so I don't know how people would feel about this. What if you took Mandy and Sonya and lined them with Becky Lynch?
Oh yeah, that could work.
You could have, it would work to me because, I think it would. They do something with that group that you wanted to with Paige, And those two girls, I mean, yeah, I think they're good. They're good in the ring. They're getting better anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be fun and interesting to have Becky have like her own little group watching her back.
Yeah, she's definitely changed her attitude, and it's I like it. I like it a lot. Rusev Day versus The Bar to go on to face the New Day at Hell in a Cell for the tag team titles.
Holy
Rusev
shit!
Day picks up the win, and they will go on to face the New Day. Your thoughts, Dave?
I'm fucking shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the words. I mean, the match was pretty damn good, but it's like, who the hell did Sheamus and Cesaro piss off? I mean, shit. Like, first you think they're going to get in that one match against Harper and Rowan, and then, nope, that never happened. New Day did it. And now you're like, oh, the Bar has to win this match. Nope. It's like when you want them to push Rusev Day, they don't. But now you think they're going to the direction. They said, oh, we're going to push Rusev Day now. And it's like, okay. I mean, it's interesting. You know, I'll give them credit because it's something different. You know, it's kind of, I guess, New Day and the Bar, or New Day and Rusev Day. I don't know if I think they've had to have matches against each other, but not, you know, like Usos and New Day, obviously. But it's going to be the battle of the days.
Yeah, that is the battle of the days. That is very true. And New Day at commentary was pretty entertaining as well. And the finish was pretty good, where we had Aiden take the bro kick from Sheamus, and that's when Sheamus with the Machka kick and got the 3 count. So it was a nice little ending, interesting. And yeah, Rusev Day goes on to face New Day this Sunday night to try to take those tag team titles. Next, we had our take on Andrade Cien Almas. Cien Almas gets the win after R-Truth gets distracted by Carmella and what's her face? Vega getting into a little bit of a scuffle outside the ring. So everybody get ready for this match to be on the pre-show. Next tag match between Cien Almas and Vega taking on Truth and Carmella. I can already see that happening on the pre-show this Sunday night. Any thoughts on this, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, you know, SmackDown is shitty when R-Truth is getting featured spots on SmackDown. But you know what I was saying about this, though? At least they gave him a little bit of offense. And I'm actually not hating Carmella and Truth together. I mean, I actually don't. I think they kind of work well together. Or they at least have chemistry with each other. I mean, because it works. I mean, and Carmella got a little bit of a cheer when she went to yank out Vega by her hair. So, I mean, maybe her as a face could actually work.
Oh, they're really pushing R-Truth and Carmella, man, to the point to, man, they might win the mixed match challenge. Who knows? If they get fans really behind them, if they get fans really behind them, there's a shot that they could absolutely win the mixed match challenge.
I don't mind this team, or like they did last year with Mandy Rose and Goldust, you know, where everyone really kind of started to really like that team, and it really went nowhere. But we're really playing up these mixed match challenges, and you're probably right. It will probably be Cien and Vega versus Truth and Noah. But you know what? Truth is getting some TV time now. He beat The Miz last week, so why not?
Look at Bliss' side. Armella should be their name. Look at you, Bliss.
Armella. Oh, Armella. Yeah. I think it's Truth. I think they said it's Truth Money or something like that.
Truth Money? Oh, God.
I think it's something like that. Or True Money or something. I don't know what they said.
So let's get to the main event before we do some little cheap plugs and get you guys ready for Thursday night show and Saturday night show as well.
Dude, before we get to this main event, we got to talk about this, though. I mean, we just talked about this about Raw. 2 girls who are reality stars now, basically, who haven't been on TV wrestling for the last couple of years. And now, I don't count the Rumble or the Battle Royal, so I'm just saying wrestling actually weekly. And girls like Mandy Rose, yes, the Iconics, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, who should be main eventing SmackDown, not Maurice and Brie Bella. They should. I mean, that was your main event with SmackDown. It wasn't even a match. was more of a sideshow in a way. I mean, that's how you end SmackDown going into your pay per view. Yes, I get Daniel Bryan and them kind of got revenge, and they did it, and then they did. So it's like you never knew who was going to get the upper hand in this thing. They kept going back and forth. But I mean,
hold on. Before we get to the main event,
go ahead.
Asuka. Finally get
Oh
Asuka
yeah.
SmackDown Live.
Oh my fucking god.
And,
She was there, but
Asuka says she does not like the Iconics and she does not understand their accents. Naomi likes Asuka's sass and she can feel the glow. Asuka says she thinks Naomi says go, so she starts to leave, but Naomi tells her she means glow. So now Asuka's a comedic act on SmackDown Live at the moment. She's part of the Dance for the Kids.
well, at least we know that did get announced that it is going to be Naomi and Asuka versus the Iconics. I think at the Super Showdown, I believe. No, they get to Hell in a
That's the
Cell.
only reason why we're getting this. I mean, this whole Super Showdown is ruining storylines, people.
Yeah, well, they're basically overlooking, like, it's not good enough to put on a pre-show for Hell in a Cell in San Antonio, so they got to jump, we're going to put you on a bigger show.
Let's discuss my stupid beard. Yeah, discuss my stupid beard while we discuss something totally different. Ouch, that hurt my
feelings. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that the way they're using Asuka right now. I mean, yes, she got on TV, but it's still not that long ago, she was the most dominating female in the WWE, and now she's a comedic act backstage.
Yeah, she's a joke for the most part, man. It's pretty sad how far Asuka has fallen since joining the main roster, having had an undefeated streak. Thinking that, oh man, we were so excited once Asuka hit the main roster that we thought she was going to get some type of a title run, actually get some legit run, and no. Ended up being a joke.
It hasn't even been a year.
Asuka's a joke ever since she exactly. You know what made her a joke? It was what made her a joke was when they started making her streak on the line for everything. When you have her streak on the line during a video game, really, WWE, come on now. Seriously? Her streak is on the line during the Royal Rumble. Come on. Now.
You know what's crazy though?
They milked that shit.
Yeah, they did. She hasn't even been up on the main roster for a year yet. And look what they've already done for in less than a year. She came up last October. Or no, it was right after one of those games or whatever. It was right before Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because she came in and she relinquished the women's title, and then she went straight. I think she was on a Survivor Series team for Raw or something like that. But yeah, it hasn't even been a year yet, and they've already killed her entire credibility from she build the last 2 years in NXT. In less than a year, they killed it already.
So you touched a little bit on the main event, and the main event of SmackDown Live was a chicken shit main event. I mean, you had Maryse and Brie Bella. The whole match was basically Maryse running from Brie, and then finally she gets her hands on her, and The Miz and Daniel Bryan go at it, and finally The Miz and Daniel Bryan gets one up on each other, and then that's when finally Brie and Daniel Bryan take control, and that's how we end SmackDown Live, everybody. What a chicken shit SmackDown Live. If you were there at that live event, everybody, if you paid money to go to that SmackDown Live, did you feel like you got your money's worth? Yes or no? I would definitely say no.
I'd be saying 205 Live better fucking bring it. I mean, that's what I'd be saying. This 205 Live better be good tonight.
No Styles, no Joe. Yeah, we got a nice little segment with Lynch and Charlotte and all that, but other than that, man, if I came to SmackDown Live and I got there and I looked on my phone and saw that Maryse and Brie Bella was the main event, I would be pretty upset.
I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're gonna book a main event, I could book a better main event than that. I mean, if you're gonna do women's main event, why
Shit.
not have like a tag match with the women?
Charlotte and Sonya could have been the main event, and you could have had Becky
It'd be a better
Lynch
match.
have Becky Lynch do what she did to end SmackDown Live. Imagine that.
Yeah.
It would have people talking. People would be a little bit more excited for the match this Sunday if you had Becky Lynch in the show attacking Charlotte like she did.
Yeah, both women are terrible in the ring. They both suck. I'm not looking forward to this match at all anymore because I think it's going to be a terrible match to watch. I don't think Maurice or Brie needs to stay some time in NXT or something.
The only thing that's
performance
impressive is Maurice being able to wrestle 6 months after having a baby. Props to her.
Wrestle? She didn't do nothing.
I mean, what she? Yeah. I guess you're right. She didn't really.
She did a kick and a DDT, and that was it.
But being any type of it, being physical like that, got to give her some sort of credit.
I understand that. I agree with you on that. And look, whatever they did, it's hard to do no matter what. But these two don't look like. When you look at the matches that we're getting nowadays for women's wrestling, this looks like a Divas match that we used to get. That's what it looked like. And it's like when you give us matches from these great women we have now, I mean, you're Charlotte and Becky who are probably going to kill it and steal the show on Sunday, at least with the women's side of both shows. So, I mean, two basic Divas matches. Or is there going to be a bra and panties match coming up next week from them? I mean, shit. I mean, that's what it reminds me of with this right here. Not the competitive wrestling that we're getting nowadays.
Right. Absolutely agree with you. So, what would you rate SmackDown Live?
I don't think it was that good at all. I think it sucked. I'll give it a 2 just because I've seen it and I didn't really see Raw, but I still think SmackDown sucked too. This is a terrible way to end. I mean, what happened to the good old days when go-home shows were actually must-see TV?
Yeah, that's what it's the good old days. That match going to set the women's division back a couple of years. Oh, God. Yeah, definitely. All right, so just a quick reminder, everybody. So this Thursday night, we will be live. We'll be live Thursday night. We'll be touching on Impact on Pop. We'll be touching on NXT. And we'll also be touching on the Mae Young Classic. So hope you guys Thursday, if you're new to the show, hit that follow button. We don't just touch on in WWE. We also touch on Impact. So Impact will be this Thursday. So hope you guys are amped up and ready for that show. Also, don't forget to follow our buddies Speeds and the Benchmark who are live on Thursdays as well at 9 Eastern, I believe. I believe I'm correct on that. They go on during SmackDown, during Impact, so you can watch both at the same time if you'd like. No, that's next week, Bobruski. Next week we will not have a show on Thursday, but this Thursday we will be live. We appreciate everybody who can join us this Thursday. We'll be touching on NXT Mae Young Classic and Impact on Pop, and then Saturday, everybody, we will be live. Because why? Sunday night we will be live for the Hell in a Cell post show. We'll be live right after not right after because I got to drive home first. But once I get home and get set things up, Dave and I will be live touching on Hell in a Cell. It'll be a little bit of a later show. So if you can't join us, I absolutely understand. Oh, God. Let me just get the old immature kid out of the scope. So will you scope during the event? I may on the other account. So if you have us on Get the Tables on Periscope, I might Periscope where my seats are and maybe a couple of entrances. Not the full match, of course, because I don't want to get suspended or banned. Probably I would say more 12 Eastern on Sunday. Hopefully before then. Basically, Bliss. Basically. Yes, that one, Bobruski. If you follow us on Periscope at that account right there, I'll Periscope most likely from there. Not on this one, not on this account, but on the other one for sure. So please join us on Saturday night. We'll be doing our predictions for Hell in a Cell. And then Sunday night will be the post show for Hell in a Cell. Now, Dave, will you scope if Braun wins with the breaking news? Yes. Yes, I'll do that. Absolutely. We have 8 matches currently on the card. Can you show us the crowd attendance? I want to see how many empties. I'll do that for you, DX. No, I'm not a problem, my friend. We have Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella taking on Miz and Marie, Styles and Joe, New Day versus Rusev Day, Roman Reigns versus Strowman, Ronda Rousey versus Bliss, Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. I might bring a list. That's not a bad idea. Try to scope if Jeff goes up to sell. We'll do that. Out of all those matches, which one are you most excited for?
Oh, man, that's a tough. That's a tough one right there. Man, 'cause I want to say Joe and AJ, but then I'm not sure. But I think it's gonna be some kind of shitty shenanigans. And I do want to see Orton and Jeff, but in the style, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna go Becky and Charlotte. I'm really looking forward to that.
All right, Becky and Charlotte. A couple of people are saying that in the chat room as well. I'm going to go Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, that's one of them. Just because it's a style, it's really not that fair. I mean, it's a hell of a cell match. And honestly, I'm looking forward to the matches from SmackDown. I don't care about any of them from Raw. And we can't forget the Cruiserweight title. I think that's on the line, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus, Cruiserweight. I don't think it is. The main event, because after the show will be over. Oh, God, that's funny. Oh, Bliss. Y'all are hilarious. So, yes, I will be there live at Hell in a Cell. I'll try to go live as much as I can. It all depends on how good my connection there is at the arena. Usually my connection at the arena is usually garbage. So I might not even be tweeting much during the event. I'll try to tweet as much as I can. But my tickets are nice. I think I'm on the floor, and I think I got like row 8 or something. I went all out because I don't know when WWE is coming back here, and I don't know when next time I'll be going to a WWE pay-per-view. So kind of just went all out on these tickets. Figured do it while I can because I'm not going to Mania this next year, obviously. So hopefully it'll be a good show, and I'm looking forward to it. San Antonio really doesn't usually get pay-per-views. Triple-digit tickets, yes. Bliss, yes, they weren't cheap. I'll tell you that. But yeah, San Antonio usually doesn't get the pay-per-views. Dallas and Houston usually get the pay-per-views. So I was actually kind of shocked they picked San Antonio for Hell in a Cell, but I'll take it. I'm excited, and I'll try to record as much as I can. But we will definitely be live after Hell in a Cell is over. I'll probably even scope a little bit from my car, like I did when we went to NXT. Any sits to a pay-per-view is a win. Hope it's a good one. Thank you. I appreciate that, Cena. Thank you. Do you think HBK will cost AJ the title? No, I do not. Where I live, we have pay-per-view years. Holy shit. That's a long time. Maybe HBK will be there, yeah?
Why would he get involved in Joe and AJ, though?
I don't know. Well, because of the whole speculation of them wanting to.
To me, the speculation. I'm sorry, but to me, it would have to be, like Undertaker said, if he had a match, it would have to be coming after The Undertaker because he retired him. It would really make no sense at all to start a rivalry with AJ and HBK out of nowhere.
Yeah, hopefully maybe someday. We'll see, but probably most likely not. We're going to probably get one more match with him and Taker, and then HBK, and probably hopefully Taker too will ride off into.
Hey, if you really want to see that match, Tony, you can. On October 5th, you can play it on your own if you want.
No, I'll just watch the first ever Hell in a Cell match between HBK and Undertaker and just watch Shawn Michaels all by himself defeat Undertaker and then later on defeat Bret Hart for the World Championship. All right, so don't forget, everybody, if you're new to the show, please hit that follow button on Periscope. We'd really appreciate that. Finally hit over 1,000 followers on Periscope, so thank you guys so very much for that. We really do appreciate that, so we really do hope you guys, if you're new, what's up, Link England JT? How you doing? My friend didn't see you pop in. If you're new to the show, we are Get the Tables podcast. We are live every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and usually on Sundays, but this weekend we will be live on Saturday and Sunday. Hope you guys can join us. We'd really appreciate that. That's about it. Follow us on YouTube. I Get the Tables podcast over on the YouTubes. We're over 70 subscribers. We're trying to hit 100. That's the goal by the end of the year, to hit 100. So if you guys can share the product, we'd really appreciate that. We wouldn't mind that at all. And the guys, thank you guys for sharing and retweeting us on Periscope and on Twitter. We really do appreciate that as well. The support you give us every night, every week, every month is unreal. You guys show a lot of support, and it means a lot. You've done a lot for us over the past 2 years that we've been doing this show, and I can't thank you guys enough. Y'all do a lot for us, and can't imagine what it would be like without the fans that we have on this show. You guys make this show run. That's definitely sure. Will you do a prediction show for it? Yes. No Effects will be live Saturday night. Yes. For the prediction show. NXT, Dave, do you know anything going on NXT this Thursday night?
Not really.
Look at Cena Nation. You see? Cena Nation. I forgot you're from Australia. Now, here's the thing. I'm not trying to dog a Super Showdown at all because I know that's something that you're going to. But I think you see my point of view on things. And I'm no hard feelings, and I hope you have a great time when you go to that Super Showdown. And I appreciate you coming in here all the way from Australia. You come in here on a weekly basis, and I do appreciate that. I'm not sure if you're still in here or not, but I do appreciate that. Anything going on NXT?
For NXT? No, I don't. I can't remember what they announced anything next week. I'm sure they have.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anything's going on.
Is it 2 weeks? I think
Thank you,
it's 2
Speed,
weeks.
for popping in.
Isn't it 2 weeks that they're doing Cole and Pete Dunne and Ricochet is 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks from now. Yeah.
Okay.
So that won't be happening this week. I'm not really sure, Bob Ruski, what's going on tomorrow night on NXT. Will there be a NXT TakeOver San Antonio? There was before, but not anytime soon. There has been before. 3 years ago when the Royal Rumble
came. Rumble, wasn't it?
Yeah, when the Rumble came here. So I do see your point. I appreciate it. It does suck that they keep pushing this over hell. Yeah, see, thank you, Cena Nation. I appreciate that. But I do hope you enjoy the hell out of Super Showdown, man. I know from being in Australia, you probably don't get to see these guys at all. Did you go to that Rumble? DX, did I go to that Rumble? DX, did I go to that Rumble? Yes, I went to that Rumble, my friend. And I got a chair. And I didn't think I was going to ever, see it because same opportunity kind of like with Hell in a Cell. I didn't think I would see a pay-per-view in San Antonio for quite some time. Kind of went all out for Royal Rumble tickets, and here they come in for Hell in a Cell. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a chair. I'm not sure. I'm not close, but shit, it'll be awesome. But, yeah, Thursday night, everybody. Hope everybody who joined us tonight can join us on Thursday. Thank you for the over 3,500 views tonight. Shout out to Speeds, who is in here for the Super Hard, Adam Awesome, Mr. Budweiser, Truth and Loyalty, Kevin Blissside, Jeffrey Cross. Thank you for the Super Hard, my friend. Alice, England, JT, Peck and Rod, Ted, Ed, Jose, Bliss, Jody, Bob Oruski, Dr. Huge, all you guys who come in here every week, every show. Y'all are freaking awesome, and y'all mean the world to us. Don't forget, Bob Ruski, your shirt is on the way, and we will be doing the next giveaway for the over 1,000 followers on Periscope next month. It's going to be a Halloween giveaway, so it'll probably be like a Undertaker type giveaway or some sort. I'll think of something. So thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate all the support. And thank you for all the new followers tonight as well. So hope everybody enjoyed your night. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Because you know why? Because we want to see you Thursday night. Thank you, everybody.